It's Mauricio Mejia Live. Entertainment guru, Silicon Valley entrepreneur, author, and speaker. It's Mauricio Mejia Live. Bringing to you real people, real day-to-day life experiences, and real business opportunities. If you dare to step up. Do you have what it takes to take it to the next level and become who you are truly destined to become? Decide, commit, execute. Join the thousands of viewers around the world and become a part of the conversation. Mauricio Mejia Live.
All right, 1 2 1 2. We are ready. We are broadcasting live. Welcome to Mauricio Mejia Live, season 2, episode number 14. That's right. It's how we do it every Wednesday at 6 p.m. on the West Coast, 9 p.m. on the East Coast. We're broadcasting live on Facebook, YouTube, and Twitch. And right before I jumped here, I got on my Instagram and welcomed all my new followers and told them to jump onto the YouTube channel or on my Facebook, or if they're on Twitch, to look me up on Twitch at Mauricio Mejia Live. So again, I want to welcome everyone and thank you very much. We're broadcasting live from our studios in Silicon Valley. And so far, we've had the honor of having some great business entrepreneurs, some real estate moguls, some political leaders, some stock advisors, some crypto advisors. By the way, if you didn't buy in crypto and you're not in the game and you're not educating yourself, you guys are missing out on a big opportunity there. Crypto is off the hook. For those that made fun of the Dogecoin, the dog coin, I bought it at 4 cents. I won't tell you how many shares I have, but it went bananas. It's cruising 60 cents plus. So I would definitely recommend to educate yourself, get into the crypto game because it is the future. And the last thing you want to do is kick yourself in the ass for saying, oh, I should have, could have, and would have, but you didn't. So make it happen. Take action. Success doesn't come by just not taking action. You got to take action. So anyway, every week we want to keep it fresh to you and we want to bring exciting guests. And before we go into that, we want to jump into our hot topic. It is not Mexican Independence Day, guys. It is a victory of a battle of the Mexican army over the French army in the Pueblo of Puebla. So for us here in the U.S., Cinco de Mayo has evolved into a commemoration of Mexican culture and heritage, particularly in areas where there's large populations of Mexican Americans. So again, no, Cinco de Mayo is not Mexican Independence Day. It's actually Mexican Independence Day is actually celebrated on September 16th. So educate yourself, you guys, please. Again, doesn't mean I don't want to wish everyone a happy Cinco de Mayo today. Go out there, have a celebration. I'm going to have my assistant bring over a shot of tequila soon. I got the whole team in here. We're after this, we're going to go celebrate Cinco de Mayo, go have a margarita, have a tequila, and so forth. So anyways, happy Cinco de Mayo to everybody. Stay safe. Continue to practice social distancing until we break out of the coronavirus. Yeah, guys, I had to throw in that joke, guys. Anyways, I hope everyone's having a safe one. Let's make sure to stay safe and get ready because June 15th is when California will reopen its doors, its economy, and we get to take it to the next level. So, with that said, thank you for joining and listening to our hot topic of the day. It is with such great pleasure and honor to bring on tonight's guest. It just all seemed to have come together. I don't believe in coincidences. I believe in things happen for a reason. And when we were putting together the calendar for May and June is filling up quickly. July is going to be filling up quickly as well. How perfect can have the stars aligned for us to be able to bring on this guest tonight? So without any further delay, it is my honor, it is a pleasure to be bringing on the publishing editor, the CEO, and the founder of Streetlow Magazine, our friend now. And thank you very much for coming to the office today. Our friend, and consider me a part of the team and big supporter now of the movement that you've been doing for many years. It's a great honor to bring on Gilbert Chavez. Gilbert, what's up, my friend? How are you?
Fine. How about yourself?
Man, good. We're just, enjoying the day. It's hot. It turned out to be a hot day today, huh?
It is hot, man. It's hotter than hell, man. I didn't want to leave my car. I was just driving around, just with the AC on all day.
Well, I got to say thank you, man, very much. Completely unexpected. You stopped by the office today. You got to see a little sneak peek of what we're putting together here in San Jose and downtown. And thank you very much for bringing me some amazing magazines, man. This is by far my favorite one. The imaging and the graphics are awesome. So thank you very much for stopping by, and we got to share some stories briefly. But wanted to say thank you, man, and for making the time. I know we're all busy people right now, especially with the way that things are in this world. So again, thank you.
You're doing a great job out there, man. Your spot's off the hook, man.
Well, thank you, man. I appreciate it. I told you today, my doors are wide open. If you ever want to use the place for a brainstorming session, or bring some guests, or so forth, or when we open up the gym next door, you're more than welcome to come join us and get a workout on too.
Okay, like quinceañeras, wedding guys. I mean, this place it's off the hook. You can do all that in there. It's kind of cool.
well, thank you. We definitely have some plans to do some events. Make sure too we'll put on your if you can put on your calendar on Friday, June 11th. I'm going to be celebrating my birthday here. It's going to be a VIP RSVP required. You're invited, you and guests. So I'm looking forward to having you here, man.
Thank you. Right on. That's what's up. Hell yeah.
So good. Let's dive right into it, man. Streetlow Magazine represents culture, represents a way of life. Share with us the history of Streetlow and when you founded and why you founded, and give us at the same time a little history about yourself and where you come from, and let's dive right into it, man.
Well, man, I'm definitely California native. I've lived in various spots here in the Bay Area. So, I reside here in San Jose now. I've been here for over 20 years now. And, I'm able to buy property out here. So it's kind of a cool thing. But, I did live in South City. I lived in Mountain View. I lived in East Palo Alto. I lived in San Mateo. I mean, stood a little bit in Fremont, Hayward area, and Union City. So, it's like the whole Bay Area is home to me, So I also lived in Mexico, believe it or not. I lived in Mexico for 2 years.
Wow.
Zacatecas, man. I was there, and I also lived in El Paso. So there's a little bit of everything in me, I guess, when I run around. I've run around the world kind of, and I was able to humble myself back to California, and and the style of California is just it's different than around the world. I'll tell you that for sure.
Let me ask you. I mean, obviously, you covered just from the cities. You basically lived in the entire Bay Area. You covered it. Lowrider culture has been around for many years. Is that what inspired you to create your magazine and really it's a movement? I don't want to just call it a magazine. It's a movement. It's part of a culture. I mean, growing up in Southern California, I shared with you earlier, and only a few people know, and I keep continuing to share. I was actually born in San Francisco at General Hospital in San Francisco. I was 2-3 years old, and my mom moved myself and my sister down to Southern California, and I grew up in a barrio called Highland Park, and never, I just rarely knew the Bay Area, and I got to experience and experience the lowrider culture and also the street life in Los Angeles. And so it's something that is not just in Los Angeles, but it's West Coast, and it's actually worldwide, because you see lowriders in Asia, bro.
That's right. Well, California is a big influence on the way we dress, the way we talk, the way we walk. I mean, and LA has been a big hub of it all. When people think California, right away it's LA. Northern California doesn't really get a lot of notoriety in a lot of stuff, where we have really created a lot of things,
Absolutely.
When I started publishing, I looked into a lot of things. I collected a lot of magazines. One of the biggest things I did, and I was when I was into car. I mean, I'm still into cars, but when I was actually building my car, I would go to a lot of car swap meets. And I ended up at a car swap meet one day, and I found some old lowrider magazines. I'm talking about from the late 70s, mid 70s, late 70s. And when I picked up those books, I saw, it's like a yearbook. I didn't see a magazine. I saw a yearbook. It's like when you go to a garage sale and you find a yearbook and you're like, oh my, look at this guy's hair, look at the dress, and I thought that's what lowriding was missing. Because I collect all these magazines. I collected Lowrider, I collected Street Custom, I collected Orleans, I collected Vajito, Cuvo, I collected a lot of magazines, but nothing had that feeling like that first magazine. It felt like a yearbook. I go, man, this is cool, man. And I seen a lot of people from San Jose, local people, it kind of made the magazine made the local people celebrities, believe it or not. 'Cause back then you couldn't be in a magazine unless you were a celebrity.
Right.
So I call it the Sonny Madrid era. So that kind of inspired me. Sonny Madrid inspired me a lot. I wanted to meet him so bad when I first started publishing that it came true. He actually walked into our office. We were located in downtown San Jose. I think after the third issue, he walks into our door and me, everywhere I went, I would always go places and they were like, man, you just missed Sonny. I'm like, oh shit, I need to meet this guy, because his the way he talked, how he wrote, because you got to be a good writer in order to push and publish a magazine. And
for those that don't know who Sonny, do you want to share a little bit of
Sonny Madrid is the creator, not only the founder, the creator. And a lot of people think, oh, this guy's the founder, anybody could be a founder.
Woo, powerful.
Be a creator, bro. You have to, it comes out right off your head. You're the creator. It's bigger than being a founder. And I think that's what he was. He was a creator. He created a magazine that became worldwide, man. It was the YouTubes and the Facebooks and the MySpaces of its era. Yes. And it was tougher because here you are creating something that you're gonna think, kids and lowriders, these guys are cholos, they're nobodies, they're never gonna become nothing. Not understanding that was a fashion. He had just not a fashion. He created he created a movement. Because because it was already there. Don't get me wrong. Lowriding's been around for a long time, and there's Chico and the Man in 1972 when that Gypsy Rose came out. That was one of the first televised lowriders ever. So lowriding was been around for a while, but Sonny Madrid was the creator of Lowrider magazine, and
there you go.
That was who inspired me. It was the way he wrote, how he laid things out. It wasn't the magazine of what was going on now, or even the name Lowrider. Lowriders, we are lowriders. So people tell me, oh man, Streetlow, but Lowrider magazine. I go, well, I am a Lowrider magazine. It's just I have my own name because I created a new name for it. So he was dope, man. He was a good friend of mine. He shared a lot of stories with me. I think he shared a lot of stories with a lot of people, but I wasn't really in depth with him because I understood him. I understood his language because he understood my language.
That's right.
And even his son told me one day, he goes, between you guys really understood each other. He goes, I never understood my father because I was his son. Right. I wasn't a publisher, or my mind wasn't there to do anything like that. But yeah, he was a big inspiration of the creating of Streetlow Magazine for sure.
I think what happens is the cultures, where you're putting culture on paper and you're actually broadcasting it out. That the magazines were versions, or back then was a version of what social media was. There was so many other magazines, entertainment or nightlife magazines that came out. And I remember growing up in Southern California, there was magazines for clubs. We were always trying to find a way to communicate or broadcast, the next party or the current party or what was going down. So, and I remember the Lowrider car shows in Southern California. They were the biggest car shows in LA. And I also know that inspired so many other people to spin off and create their own version of their movements. I know a good friend of mine, Miles Kovac, founder and creator of Dub Magazine, and you made a point. Anyone can be a founder, but to be a creator, that's some different. It takes some different thinking, Gilbert, and I believe that you're also in your own space. You created because you're continuing that legacy, that movement, and I know that you are, because the amount of stuff that's out there about you and the things that you've done, the good for community as well. I mean, lowriding is just not like, hey, let's go out and have a good time. It's about taking care of our people, ourselves, and at the same time having a good time and being able to social network, and at the same time have some badass rides, man.
That's right, and leave a legacy for the next generation to come, because one day they're gonna look for me, maybe, I don't know, and they're gonna be like, well, this guy, his mind was different. We want to kind of continue that legacy, maybe with a different name, but continue a legacy of lowriding and Chicanismo, because it all came together. Chicanos, Raza, that's all with Cinco de Mayo, cruising. I mean, that was Cinco de Mayo has been it's the celebration of Chicanos coming out. It's like you said, it ain't the Independence Day. We would have been talking. Put it this way, we would have been speaking French. French would have got into the Puebla. Believe me, we would have been. And I'm telling you, the Americans at the time were like, please don't let these guys take over, because if they do, we'll all be speaking French. I mean, and that's true facts, man. And but it's a way for us to show our rides now and have fun. And I think California has adapted that, because it's a California thing. It ain't. I've been to the East Coast, man. There's a friend of mine that does a show called the Cinco, because it's not Cinco de Mayo, it's called Cinco, and they've adapted to it. But it's a California thing. Texas really doesn't really do things, or New Mexico, but now they're doing it because of social media. People are now, oh shit, it's time to party. So you could kind of say it's a lowrider thing now. It's a big lowrider thing.
Interestingly enough, and by the way, we have people that are coming on. There's a comment section on the side of, I think you see it on your screen. You're going to see people jumping on. You don't see you don't have the comment section on your side? It's on your right-hand side.
There you go. Okay.
So there you go. So we have a couple of people that are jumping in. Like, I want to give a quick shout out to Patricia. Patricia, what's up, girl? Hey, thank you for the support and the love. Our boy Ruben Guerrero was here today. Thank you. That was a great conversation. And I got to give it. This wouldn't have happened if John Velasquez did not jump in and say, Mauricio, you got to make this thing happen. So shout out to my boy John that's out there. Thank you, my brother. He put Gilbert Chavez for OG Presidente.
Because that was some crazy stuff, man.
Hey, I gotta love John. John is not only a thinker, but he's also a creator.
Yes.
And again, it's like what we're saying. Anyone can be a founder. Anyone can put a CEO title. But to be a creator and to make movements and to create and to leave legacies.
Right.
That's a lot, man. That's a lot. And good congratulations on your success and the things that you have done to create and to continue to bring that positive, man, because some of the stories you were sharing today, and we won't get into that unless you want to get into them, but I mean, some of the bullshit that's out there, man, it's and it's sometimes it's against it's within our own culture. It's like, man, let's just all come together and everyone can win, because there's plenty for everyone out there. We just got to understand the business.
And that's what it is. It's crazy. I've been publishing, I'm going on 22 years.
Wow.
And there's been a lot of people underneath us, or, I don't say underneath, beside me, because when I speak as we. I never speak as me.
Woo!
Because there's a lot of people that help me out and that have helped me create the magazine, because it's not just me. It's my thoughts, and it's been my push. And it's my last say so, but at the same time, other creative minds come in and say, Gilbert, let's do this. Gilbert, let's do that. And one of my boys that has been with me since day one is Tyrone Diaz. His name is Malo. He's like a brother to me. He's been with me since day one.
Wow.
He's one of the only ones that's been with me since day one. Another one is Teleku Sinesio. So he's been with me in and out, but for personal reasons, but loyalty is deep too, man. And people ask me, hey man, have you signed this girl, sign that girl, sign this? I don't sign no girls. That's one thing you have to understand. I like to, share this with people because we don't sign women for nothing. It's they come loyal or non-loyal. I mean, they become part of our organization.
No.
They want to stay loyal to us. It's cool. I appreciate it. We give them all our loyalty.
Yeah.
When loyalty lost, it's gone. It's we just go to the next,
And when you say sign up, meaning give a little explanation, because I know I have a big women audience out there that's listening. What does that exactly mean? Sign on or be a part of your movement.
Well, there's other publications out there that they get, it becomes like a little war between everybody. All these photographers, there's more photographers now than ever. Everybody owns a magazine that really don't exist, and that's another thing. It's kind of like if you're gonna call yourself a magazine, don't be an online magazine, because I don't believe on online magazines neither. That's just I'm just being true. I mean, you want to publish, be a publisher, be a magazine. There's a couple magazines out there. Lowrider Scene, I want to give them a shout out because they've been around, and they got a lot of heart, and they put a lot of heart into it. There's other ones that have came into the scene, but I can't give them credit till give them a couple of years, man, and then we'll be like, okay, you've made it, kind of. But what I mean by signing on is like a lot of these photographers, publications, they want to right away exclusivity, and they don't want to let these Chicanas grow to another level, and like I say, we don't keep nobody. It's not a signing thing. It's loyalty, very, very much. They want to be with us or they don't, and they have to respect our decisions too, whether we move on and deal with other people, other photographers, designers, videographers. A lot of them will talk a big mess about us. Oh, Streetlow this, Streetlow that, Streetlow, they're taking advantage of little girls. That's a lie. Okay. Yeah. I have a little girl and I have a wife. So, I'm very grateful for having them. And, we try to knock it off as professional as we can. But it goes back to lowriding. It goes back to the culture, the lifestyle of everything, has nothing to do with all this politics stuff, but there is a lot of it on the street, man. A lot of it, and
street politics, man. You can't. It's street politics, and now you can't handle them like they used to back in the day. Now it's just
social media.
So social media. Start blasting fools on social media. Before it was like, all right, fool, we're gonna go out on the street and we're gonna throw some putazos right now and get it on.
These guys, a lot of them aren't to it. They ain't with it, man. They'll talk a big mess. Then when you see them, he looks all mean and shit online. And then when you see him, like 3 feet tall, and like hides every time he sees you. Come on, that's why I rather just, if we don't want you in our lives, I think I speak for everybody. Just turn the other cheek. That's it, man. There's no need to have. There's so many faces in this world. You're not gonna die by not looking at one. There's so many. Yeah.
Let me ask you. You made a comment about publisher, and publisher means you're an entrepreneur. You're a business owner. You're a businessman, and publisher is another word that runs parallel to an entrepreneur and a business owner. How has publishing been for you in the sense of business? Because we've had a lot of transition onto online, are you a hybrid? Are you strictly just publishing on paper? And how has the change in the world as far as media has affected your business?
Well, I mean,
and media means advertisement. So for those people that are out there,
and it's not media. I think what's messed up our business is distribution, because a lot of distributors have gotten scared. Publication, the magazine, it's like a trophy. People still want to feel it.
Yes.
One of the strongest books in this world, and I see the strongest book that has lasted for centuries, maybe the oldest book in this world. And it's a book. It's a publication.
Yes.
It's the Bible.
Yes, sir.
Jesus Christ is the most powerful man in this world, because he won your mind and he won your heart through a book.
Yes.
And I like your book. I'm reading it too. It's kind of cool, man. I'm getting into it, and that's a good thing. People should write books, man.
Thank you.
Because and us Chicanos should write a lot of books, because we have stories to tell that we have to relate to. our brown skins need to relate to each other. There's other books that you can read and get inspired by, but you need to have that person that almost looks like you, that grew up like you, and that ate, frijoles like you. Like that's the kind of encouragement we need with our own selves and brothers and sisters. But I'm gonna tell you, man, that's why when I started publishing, I studied. I did a lot of studying, Chicano studying, the whole Cesar Chavez movement, I did a lot of it because it all inspired me to do what I wanted to do. I didn't want to work for nobody. I didn't want to do that. I just wanted mine. Yep. And I've been sole proprietor for 22, 23 years, man. I haven't worked for anybody. And I wake up in the mornings. There was times I have to wake up at 2, 3 in the morning, and I'm pacing back and forth because I'm going, how am I going to pay the next mortgage? How am I going to? But luckily,
I'm not laughing at you, my brother. I'm laughing because I can I know. I can relate. The struggles are real. Entrepreneurship, business, being an owner of your own business, it comes with a lot of struggles and a lot of sleepless nights.
Lots.
So when people say, again, when they carry these titles, these entrepreneurs, CEOs, I'm like, fool, you're just a entrepreneur, man. You're not the real deal yet. That's you're hiding behind the camera or behind the computer, man. Right.
Well, I mean, and by doing this on my own, I've been able to buy real estate and take those steps. And I was told by people that came from other countries, you guys Americans are lazy. A lot of you are lazy. You guys want the hand-me-downs. You should go out there and get it. He goes, this guy from India, I'm going to tell you a quick story.
Hey, by the way, Gilbert, we're in no rush here, my brother. I told you, man, we can break some records tonight if you want. The conversation is so that we can share with the world because it's not just now, but it's the people that are going to be watching this over in the future, over and over. And hopefully we inspire and motivate and make an impact on the world just through this interview tonight, man. So thank you very much. There's no rush here, so go for it.
Right on. Well, yeah, let me a quick story. When I first started the magazine, I lived in an apartment up in Belmont, and at the time I wanted to move to San Jose because I'm like, man, I got to get to San Jose. My office is in San Jose. I got to drive every day. I had an advertiser of mine out of Brentwood, California, an Indian guy. He's like, hey man, he goes, oh, you got this beautiful magazine. You own property? I said, no, man, I live in an apartment. I can't afford it. He goes, can't afford it. He goes, I'm gonna tell you something. He goes, I come from a country. We have no windows, no doors. We don't even have a 7-Eleven to walk to go buy a soda or McDonald's to go eat. He goes, you guys got everything. He goes, you know what I did? He goes, when I got to this country, he goes, the first thing I did is that when the bank says, we'll let you borrow $250,000. I said, sign me up. I don't care. I'll sign me. He goes, I'll figure out how to pay for it.
Yes.
And he did he owned 3 gas stations and 2 homes, paid off. And he was here for only 6 years. And I'm thinking to myself, how can we do this? He's all, you need not to be afraid. You just need to do it. And you know what? If you have to go bankrupt, you go bankrupt. He goes, people go bankrupt. That's another beautiful thing. He goes, people tell you, oh, don't go bankrupt. You're a loser. No way. That just means you've taken chances.
That's right.
7, 3, 5, and you keep going. And you'll learn off every mistake you go through. Not everybody's perfect, man. You're gonna lose. You're gonna lose one time. And like in your book, I read a little bit about it, man. You lost when you were young, and we're young. We don't know what we're doing. We're just spending money. We want to buy Gucci. We want to buy this. We want the perfect car. We want the perfect girl. The reality, all that is just it's. You got to build
smoke and mirrors, baby. That's why I named the book "Smoke and Mirrors."
That's right.
I lived I lived my dream, and I continue to live my dream now. It's just a different version of it. Right. And that was the inspiration, was that I wanted to continue to share my story. Now, granted, I had the I was able to work with a writer to put it together, because for me to write, it was like kryptonite. Right. But I got to sit down and I got to put my thoughts on paper. And when I read that book, and that's the edited version, the version where it's like, it was really raw, and it was very therapeutic for me, because growing up with a single mother and a younger sister definitely taught me a lot of lessons. And growing up in the streets taught me a lot of lessons. I could have been a gangbanger in growing up in the streets in LA with all the gangs. a drug infestation, or I could have been dead, or I took the path of what caught my attention, which was entertainment and music, and it really saved my life, man.
Well, lots of times, we have to see all that to better ourselves, and sometimes I used, believe it or not, and my cousins will tell you, I use them as an example. So every time they did something, I would take off the other way. One of them got a girl pregnant. He thought he was cool. Everything was bad. I saw the problems. I said, hell no, I'm not getting a girl pregnant. I'm going to do it. I'm going to do it as right as I can. If it doesn't plan out, well, it doesn't. But I took a different route to that. But sometimes you have to learn even from watching movies. My kids were young. I wanted them to watch American Me. And it was funny because they were watching like, Dad, I want to be a cholo. I go, no, you're not going to be a cholo. They just didn't want to be a cholo. I'm like, I don't want to do that. I said, that's maybe why they made that movie. Some people take it and say, oh, you know what? I want to be like that. And that's being weak-minded, because I tell them, I teach my kids to be leaders, not to be followers. If somebody pushes you to do something that is wrong, don't do it. Just don't do it. If you choose to do it and you're the one that's pushing somebody else, and something's wrong with you, son. But it's that's the way of life, man. You got to sometimes choose your poison, but to go out there and make a difference, to create, to make better for yourself, to make better for your family, to make better for others, and hopefully let you leave a legacy. And like I said, leaving a book. When I started publishing, I said to myself, you know what? I might be gone today.
Yes.
But my life lives forever. Like Sonny's books, man. To this day, let me show you something.
Wow, amen to that, man. I appreciate you sharing that.
Sonny gave me this, and I'm a comic book collector too, believe it or not. I have tons of comic books. I send stuff to get graded all the time. And Sonny Madrid gave me this book, and I said to myself, you know what? I better put it in a slab and get it graded before it gets bad. And that's it right here. It's a 7 point, and that's a Lowrider #1. That's issue #1. That was given to me by Sonny Madrid, and I had it graded. Because I said, you know what, this thing needs to live forever. If people have magazines out there, they're gonna get bad. They might have it nice, they might have this, they might have that, but to keep it in this condition forever, I mean, this is it right here. That's awesome, man. And I don't know if I'm the only one that ever did this, but I had to do that to my #1 too, And I grade a little higher because it's a newer issue. The other ones are, but I keep those dearly with me because they're that's what inspired me. The first magazine, Lowrider magazine, that was, to me, was something I think would live on, man. I think and he's lived on with me. He's lived on because I one day want to create a movie about him. And and that's what he needs. I mean, we have, there's enough movies already about James Brown, which he's a legend. Don't get me wrong, but we need our James Brown. Yeah. We need our entrepreneur. We need our Malcolm X. We need our movies about our people.
So let me ask you. I mean, two things you've said. Someone that inspired you and also was there that gave you that helped plant those seeds for your vision. Who was your strength growing up, and do you have other siblings?
No, I got a couple of them. I got some half brothers. Have my older brother, but I think I was the last one to leave the house. And my sister,
when you left the house, I'm not trying to interrupt, but when you left the house, both parents living in the house.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. All right.
The good dad. My dad was a Rolling Stone.
There you go. Hey man, we're running parallels, man. My father, I love my father to death, man. But I got 12. I think so far we've counted up to like 12 brothers and sisters right now, and I have a younger sister from my mom. But I have other brothers and sisters out there, so I love my father and I love my brothers and sisters out there as well.
Right.
But it's fun when we have family reunions because we could talk a lot of shit. So.
And the cool thing, everybody has their own style. I think I'm the only one that has this style. I do have a cousin of mine that's primo hermano that's really hard into lowriding. His sons are into it, but as far as this whole lowriding thing, I think I'm one of the ones that really pushed it. And one of the things what's cool is that My family, when I do a show, when I do anything, they're behind me, man. My wife's behind me. I have my mother there. My kids are there. And that's one thing that Sonny Madrid was admired me and admired my whole movement, because he said, he'd come out. He's like, Gilbert, that's what you have is family. He goes, I didn't have that.
Wow.
I had envy. There was a lot of envy between my family, which was sad, but they helped me, then they didn't help me. But a lot of it was my fault, he says. But at the same time, he says, what's going to make you grow and going to make you more powerful, it's not your friends, it's your family. Because no matter what you do, how you do it, they're going to be there no matter what. And they'll always pick up the pieces next to you and give you advice that you need, where a friend might give you an advice just to see you fail, or just sometimes not be there for you. But family's always there for you, man. And that's one thing Sonny told me. He goes, man, I envy that. I envy that a lot. And, he stayed at my house a couple of times, which was kind of cool. He told me a lot of stories, man, and things that were happening to me. In the beginning of the magazine, I had a good ass crew, and they all kind of started turning their backs on me because I think I made it look too easy.
Yeah.
And I think that's what happens with a lot of people that hang out with me. They see that everything looks so easy, but they don't understand there was a big struggle in the beginning.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, the people are only seeing our highlights. They only see the highlights. They don't see behind the scenes. They don't see what it takes to put a show together, to put a magazine together, to put any effort. And it's what I've noticed, Gilbert, is that anything that's positive for the world, it takes a lot of effort and a lot of energy and a lot of passion. It's easy to be negative. I mean, we can turn on the negative switch real quick, and it's easy. You can but to be positive and to lift community, lift family, and all those, it takes a lot of effort and energy. And by the way, you got your people there, man. Here they're representing. You got Paulina Garcia. You got Gary here. That's you got people that are watching, and they're asking questions too. We'll open the questions towards the end of the interview, but definitely you got people you got family that's behind you, man. And I know from the people that I've talked to, and again from knowing of your events and the things that you've done, you're also involved in a lot of community as well. So you're not just putting events together for profit, because obviously a business you shared earlier today when you came by that some of those events you've lost, but yet there was a satisfaction of it. Talk to us about a little bit about your involvement in the community and some of the pitfalls that you've experienced in doing events, because I know I've been there.
Well, I mean, in the beginning, when I was doing a lot of events, I had a lot of ears next to me. Gilbert, we need to take control of this. We gotta do shows throughout the California, and I learned that doing too many shows sometimes is a downfall, because it's not going to give you what you want. You do one big one, it's a big impact. You'll get what you want. I did shows in LA. LA is a hard market.
Yeah,
hard market. Like I've told people out there, man, I go, I don't want to be a show. I want to be the show. And that's the difference between a show. I don't want to be a show that anybody can put together, because I guarantee and I know for a fact, I mean, anybody can. I'm not going to say that. But it is what I do and I put together is hard. And it takes a lot of money, and I'm putting my money.
Right.
Because I have faith in my people. I have faith in my lowriders. I have faith in everybody that comes out and supports. And some might sit there, oh man, Gilbert's getting rich. He's got all this money, and oh my God. No, man. I've also invested in real estate. It's not just lowriding, and I there's a shout out to other people that put out their money to do even big events like that, because I know what it takes. And when I see a guy go out there and, man, I'm going to bring out, I don't know, like Drake or something. I don't know, that's not going to happen. But but somebody bringing that big of an entertainer and then lose money. I'll sit there and go, oh my God, he lost money. But no, you see the crowd. No, but you don't know the insurance, the stage, the judges, the rooms, the hotel, the promoting, the radio. A lot of it adds up at the end of the day. You could count up to $150,000 that you've just lost. Not lost, but you've dumped into an event and then walk away with your pockets inside out, Yeah. A lot of that happened to me in LA. Every year I would do a show out there. I kid you not, I would lose about $4,000.
Yeah.
Every year I would lose 4,000.
$4,000 is a lot when you don't got it either. You know, and then you add it up. It turns out to be a lot. And back in those days,
it's a
$4,000 is a lot of money, man. So,
yeah, it is. I was getting Brentwood for 2,000. So come on, and Brentwood's like 2,000 or more. So but I'm gonna tell you, I lose money, but my mind, I would say, you know what? That's promotion.
That's right.
How many people pay to promote their brand? Millions of dollars, man. And there's one thing I tell people, I go, don't stop promoting. If you want to be who you want to be, you got to keep promoting yourself. Coca-Cola.
Yes.
You got Coca-Cola, man. I mean, they don't need to promote. They don't have to advertise, but they do, because new generation comes in and they got to keep pushing themselves. That's why to this day, I bring in younger photographers. I bring in younger minds, because they'll keep our thing fresh. And at the same time, we could feed in what we've learned and give them a chance to create with their own minds as well, But I mean, you always got to keep pushing. You got to promote. A lot of people have been successful promoting themselves on YouTube, on Instagram. They're Instagram famous. But let's say one day they stop that button and it all goes away. What do you have to prove? You better have some pictures. You better have. You better have some magazine. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
You better call yourself, if you're gonna call yourself a magazine, you better have a magazine. Not posters, because I got posters. You see?
Yeah,
I got posters everywhere.
Love the artwork back there too. I love those posters. But hey, I gotta tell you, man, when you strike a chord, because I come from the old school, man. I started in the nightclub scene, passing out flyers in the parking lots. And that was a street hustle too, because we were having to convince people why our party was better, and it was like guerrilla marketing. And I always tell the new generation, these Facebook promoters or Instagram promoters, I'm like, man, you better hope that shit never falls, because as soon as that falls, I'm always ready to pass out the flyers. I'm ready to hit the streets the way I know how to hit the streets, because that's one thing about me, man. Guerrilla marketing is I'm king at that, man. I'm ready to go.
I'm gonna tell you something. I still do it. I
know.
I don't stop, because I hit a different market. When I'm out there, I'm hitting markets that, I mean, my people, which is the car culture, they know, if they don't know who we are, then you've been under a rock, or you're just getting into the scene, because we've been around for so long, because I've heard people, we never heard of Streetlow. Well, then you're not really a lowrider, I mean, you probably I ain't saying you're not really a lowrider. You're coming into the circuit now. Now you're going to get to know the players. Right. But I'm going to tell you, when I go out there, I promote and I push flyers, posters. I've done something different where I don't know if anybody does it, but I'll make about 40 banners, and I'll put them throughout San Jose, all over the Bay Area. They only last for a fucking weekend because they steal them, but and then I do another 20 and I put them out there, and I keep telling everybody, stop taking my shit. You can take it after the show. Please don't take it now. You guys can have it. I make it for you guys to take. You can hang it in your garage.
And that's what they're doing. They're posters for their house, man. There's memorabilia.
Yeah, and they tell me, hey, some guy goes, you know what? I didn't touch it, but I passed by and it was gone. He goes, I swear, you put another one, I'm taking it, because somebody else is gonna take it. I'm going, man. So I even put wires on them. So I mean, tighten. They cut them right off. I'm going, oh my god.
Hey, but that's an honor. That's got to be that's flattering, man. I mean, I get it.
And I do, and I like I say, I make them for them. We create these banners that are dope, and I want them to have it. I want them to have memorabilia, because years from now, I mean, right now I'm finding stuff that's so old, and it thrills me. I'm like, oh my god, look at this! This is cool. Oh look, they had at this park. Oh, they had it at that park. Or look, man, they were doing things at a on the street, Santa Clara, and the parades. And that's why I get thrilled when I see the old Lowrider magazines. Believe it or not. And there's a guy in San Diego that bought a warehouse with 10,000 Lowrider magazines in it from the early '80s. When I met him about 10 years ago. It was good that I met him, because he would trade me Streetlows for Lowriders. He would tell me, Gilbert, he goes, your magazine sells just as good as Lowrider in San Diego. People look for your book all the time. He goes, can we do a trade one-on-one? I said, yeah. So he gave me a stack. I gave him a stack. And then I asked him for a complete set for Sonny, because Sonny didn't have them. Sonny had one. He had a couple here and there, but he didn't have that clean, pristine set. So I hooked him up, and Sonny was like, "Wow, tripping on it," and I was tripping on it because I was looking to him, going, "Man, this is some good stuff, man." And it's a lot of San Jose stuff. San Jose, a lot of LA, a lot of street scenes, a lot of school scenes. Quick story about Sonny Madrid. Founder of Lowrider Magazine. What inspired him, and I had asked him too, because I told him, what inspired me was building an actual book that looked like the old school lowrider. That's the plain truth, man. I'm not gonna sit there and say, oh no, I was doing something. I did something that I liked, and I had to dissect all these magazines and say, what do I like from all this stuff? I'm really into this. I got to create something that's going to be to my liking, but to everybody else's. Yeah. I needed poems in there. I needed arte in there. I needed tiempos pasados. I needed a little bit of everything of our culture, some history, because if the schools aren't teaching our Chicanos history in school about our generation,
right?
We are in this book. That's why I tell a lot of people, you got to read our magazine. You can't. People just look at the pictures. It's cool. Read a lot of it. We got stuff in there that you're gonna trip out. That's why even like these old posters. I grew up around this, man. My father, my mother. I grew up around Tintan and Resortes and Capulina and Cantinflas. I mean, those were, a lot of Chicanos probably never did because some of them don't speak Spanish. But speaking Spanish is a beautiful language, man. Absolutely. You're missing out big time, man, because you can travel all over Mexico and have fun. Mexico is beautiful. We've just been traveling all over Mexico. Me, my wife, and my kids. Our last vacation was Mexico City. My kids hated it because they wanted to go dirt bike riding. We went to Cancun previous, so they're like, "We want the Cancun experience, Dad." We ain't having that in Mexico City. They were gonna climb pyramids and we're gonna go on a globe. We're gonna do all kinds of stuff, but they weren't feeling it, man. It was more of it was my thrill because I wanted to see their capital. I wanted to see, where our ancestors were at one time, But it brings me back to Sonny. Sonny. He was an entrepreneur, and what inspired him, which a lot of people don't know, there was a book called Consafo in 1968, and he showed me the book. Mario has it. Told Mario if I could have it, he wouldn't give it to me. It's his dad's. But in the book, it read a story about lowriders, and it was a farmero. This is the actual farmero magazine. From here all the way to San Diego, all the farms from here to San Diego. So when I say farmero, I ain't throwing just Northern California. It's farmeros from here to, there's farms in LA, there's farms in San Diego, there's farms all over California. Yeah. So in the book it said, the lowrider guy, it never said the lowrider car. It always kept mentioning a lowrider guy, and it showed the guy all tumbado. That's when I guess the transition of Pachuco to Cholo was coming in, but they were considered a lowrider. Everything he gets, he lowers and So that kind of inspired Sonny Madrid to create the book. But he created a book called Trucha in the 70s before he started Lowrider Magazine, and that was created in Monterey. It was kind of a trip, man. He was telling me, and he showed me that too, and it was all the people from high school and cars from high school. That's why I think his story is very interesting. And
it's such a trip, man, to think of how much culture has come out of Northern California, out of San Jose, out of the Bay Area as well. I mean, from music to, I've heard stories, that cruising started off on Story and King. Those are some of the things that I've heard. Again, I don't know whether it's fact or not, and you can help clear that. That cruising has, it's been around for a long time, but the real actual like what's up cruising, and I remember cruising in Whittier in Southern California. But again, that's in the late 80s, early 90s. I was already, in the teenage years, but cruising has been around for a long time.
Well, no, cruising, when they used to cruise First Street before Story King. First Street was their cruising, and I'm talking about, I want to say the 70s. Late 60s, early 70s, cruising was on because a lot of the freeways weren't built. A lot of stuff wasn't built yet. They were all farms at the time.
I know people have mentioned too that El Camino was a big cruising street back in the day too, as well. So it's probably before our time.
Oh no, I cruised. I'm gonna tell you, I cruised El Camino. I cruised Castro Valley. I went everywhere. I mean, we were cruising. I had a 6.2 Impala. I still got it. I got a 6.2 Impala. I drove that thing everywhere, everywhere. And there's a cruise over here. Boom, we're there. There's a cruise over there. We're over there. Went to Fresno. I was everywhere. That was kind of like, that was my thing. I kind of, I liked the cruising, the picture taking. I took a lot of pictures. I got a lot of old pictures that I haven't really posted, black and white pictures too. I was in the Duke's Car Club for about 14 years myself. Had an old 1950 Chevy coupe that's still owned to this day, and that, I used to do all that. And I was those guys that are on the street right now shooting those young kids with that feeling of wanting to publish. So a lot of them do start. Like I said, they start online magazines. They call themselves magazines, but I think that the word magazine they shouldn't use, for the fact that it takes a lot to do a magazine. I think maybe online photography, or create something different type of name for it. Create it. Like I said, you got to create something different. Yeah. Use the name magazine and not have a magazine. People kind of start questioning that. Going, they call themselves magazines. I've never seen a magazine in my life. Yeah, and they could go to Costco and probably, I know that Costco you can make a book real quick, but it ain't like the heart you're putting into it. No. All the writing, the articles. It just takes a long time, and it takes a lot to put a magazine together.
We had a quick question. Gary here's on the comments asks, how many cars do you have, and what cars? Which kind of cars do you have?
Me? What kind of cars I got? Man, well, I'm gonna start with my old school, the ones I grew up with. I have a 1962 Impala, and it's lifted front, back, side to side. I've had it since I was about 19 years old. I am 48 now. I got 1950 coupe, which I still have, which I joined the Dukes with. So then from there, I got another 62 hardtop, a 64 hardtop, a 59 hardtop. Then I got a 59 wagon. And nice. Previously picked up two 62 wagons. And then I got a 1940 Suburban. Real nice. Wow. And that has a lot of history behind it as well. That's cool. And I got a 66 Chevy short bed truck.
I was telling Ruben, if I've never, because again, I'm not one to build a car. I said, hey, I'd love to buy an Impala, like a convertible one, obviously, and I'd cruise it. I'd love either a candy apple red or a champagne looking color. I said I'd love it. I mean, I know it's got to be different when you build it, because there's a lot of heart and soul and tears in it. Right. But definitely I would love to have one of those. You mentioned and earlier in our conversation, you talked about movie and doing some kind of documentary or some version of that for Sonny. Let me ask you, you have so much history. You just shared with us. You have so many pictures, and I don't know if you have even footage, because I know you probably had a camcorder back in the day, so you probably have all kinds of footage of cruising and all that. Why not? What's holding you back from taking it to that next level and that next step? Because you have a lot of history. You have a lot of documented history of the culture, lowriding culture, and the Latino culture as well. I mean, what would it take?
Well, right now I think it's just time. Tapes, I got tons of it. History, I've been recording since we started filming. Since we started the magazine. I had some guys come in the other day. We're talking about doing a documentary on Streetlow, and that was the kind of like where we kind of started and kind of stopped. But I have another Deleku, which is one of the guy that actually runs the YouTube right now. We're talking about putting a documentary for Streetlow, because I think I could bring in film guys to put it together, but when you have your own guy that does videography and can do it, he's been around it, he'll know the style. It's kind of like, I don't know, it almost kind of scares me to put something out, like I don't want it to be put out wrong, or hey, wait a minute, you didn't say this right or that right, or because when I first started the magazine, I had a partner, right? he rolled with me for about 3-4 years. You know, good friend of mine. Still to this day, we're good friends.
Yeah.
But he had to walk away because he just he couldn't do it no more. You know, he had nervous breakdown, and you have to have thick skin to do what we were doing at the age that we were doing it. You know, because here we are renting the Candlestick Park, doing a show at Candlestick Park, being 20, 25, 26 years old. Who would ever thought we'd be renting this? You know, and I'm sitting there going, man, we got bills $10,000-$15,000 a month at the age of 25, and I'm thinking, going, you know, I'm paying for this. I can't believe it. I mean, I'm crying about paying $1,100 for rent, and here we are spending $15,000 on things, man. And it was it got to a point where it was kind of like the Goodfellas, you know. We'd make this money. I put my money aside for the rainy day.
Yeah.
Here he comes driving around in the Cadillac, you know, with a fur jacket and one, bro. Like, where's your money? Oh man, you know, I got this Cadillac, and you know, I got this ring, and I'm going, bro. You know, the next show's around the corner. We need money to put it together. Oh well, you know, I mean, he would have nervous breakdown. I mean, and, you know, God bless him, man. He's a good cat, man, and like I said, to this day, we're still good friends. You know, he went his way, and I continue to push because it was my dream. You know, and you know, people say, oh well, he was the founder with you. Yeah, like I said, he was a founder with me, but I was the creator of it, and I have a lot of stuff to prove that. You know, and to this day, I got the original books, the original the writing, the original, and it took a lot, and I couldn't let it go. I just couldn't let it go. You know.
Well, I think that with that mindset and that drive and what you have, that there is a lot of different platforms and avenues that you can take. I mean, you got Netflix, you got Hulu, you got HBO, you got show. I mean, you got everybody that's now investing in this, and I think that it would be a disjustice for you to just hold on to all that. I'm not calling you out, Gilbert. I'm just saying hey, I'm not calling you out, brother, but I'm just saying it would be a disjustice because you have so much history to share with the world, and there's so much. There must be so much beauty in all of the photos and videos that you have. I mean, when I think of this, I think of Cartoon, the artist, the tattoo artist that he came out with his the Netflix documentary. I mean, obviously there's a lot more people behind it, but there was a lot of history that he showed. And crazy enough is that I grew up in that era, and I got to see and witness a lot of that stuff. For me, I was focused on the promotions and parties and all that version, while these guys were behind the scenes with the artists, and they were able to document that stuff. You got to have a lot of documentation from all your concerts and shows, and just again,
just show you a little.
Yeah, no, please share with us.
Yeah,
wow.
This is my office. I mean, it's kind of a mess on the bottom, but you know, it just kind of like it gives you. Oh man, here we go.
Yeah, that's history, man. That's history all over your walls, man.
Yeah, and that's just a little bit, man. I got tons of this stuff at home. I got tons of these posters at home.
Yeah.
I used to have a three room office where I had to kind of bring it down to a 1-bedroom office because I got rid of so many people because everybody was working at home already, you know. So we're like, oh, we're gonna work at our home, and it was senseless of me just paying for rent for other rooms that nobody was in, and just collecting because I like to collect. I guess I'm a hoarder of channel stuff. You know, I hoarder so much things. It's unbelievable. But no, I have. So I was telling you, we had a couple of years ago. I want to say about in 2015 or 2014. We started a show called Let Me Ride. Okay. It was a reality show.
All right. And
we have episodes, and right now I've been talking to the producer and the director to release them. I keep telling them we've got to release them, and this has been, since 2015, we haven't released them. And and I wanted to create the show based on characters with the lowriding behind us. I didn't want to create a lowriding show. I wanted to create a Chicano show based on blacks, Mexicans, Chinese, and whites, because it wanted to be a melting pot of what the Bay Area really is.
That's right.
And I wanted to show the world how we get down, but having lowriding behind us, because it's like Duck Dynasty. I mean, shit, we don't duck hunt. but people were intrigued to see what they had to do next and what they were doing. Shit,
I'm guilty of that shit. I was watching that show too. I was like, "What the fuck?"
Right?
Like it was just blowing my mind the stupid
Yeah.
shit that was coming out. But the show did what it did, man.
Right.
Yeah.
And I believe we could do that. We had a contract with Discovery for a whole year, and they put us in the back burner. And I have signed contracts, man. And it's sad because they didn't believe in us as much as they were like, oh, they're too brown. You guys are too brown. We got to get rid of the black guys. It has to be more Latinos. Oh, wait a minute. We got to get rid of the white guys. Maybe we could bring in more white guys. Wait a minute. We got to get rid of your team. We got to. It went on like that, and it was crazy. And I was like, you know what? Forget it. I mean, this is crazy. And my producer and the director at the time, and still they're good friends of mine, real good friends of mine. They were like, Gilbert, just get in there. Whatever they want, just get in there. Once you're in there, win the hearts of America. After that, you can do whatever the hell you want. But it didn't happen that way. We weren't able to release the show. Right now, I'm talking to them. Matter of fact, I talked to them about 2 weeks ago, and I'm like, bro, we need to put this on, even on YouTube, maybe on Amazon Prime. I don't care. I'll pay for it. Just get it out there. I mean, we spent $500,000 putting it together.
Well, I think that, again, going back to, and I've heard it many times in our conversation, is there's something there, and I think it's just a matter of building a team. That way, it doesn't take all energy from one person, but definitely there's opportunity. I see opportunity because I'm hearing it and for the first time, so I definitely see that there's a big opportunity for representation of all that history, bringing it together and compiling it and making it happen, man. So me as an entrepreneur, I see that, and I said, all right. I think that as we develop our friendship here as well and share opportunities and ideas, because I definitely by trade and by blood, I'm a promoter. I love to promote. I love to get involved in events. As you start to move forward in your next season after we get out of this pandemic, I would love to participate and be a part of your team when it comes to the promotions and marketing, because I definitely have a fire for that, man.
Oh no! If you, I'm telling you, man, I should have showed you some of the episodes, man. They'll blow your mind, man. I'm telling you, man. We just, I showed some videographers that came in that wanted to do the whole, what do you call it? Our documentary, and I showed them the show, and they were like blown away. Like, bro, the cameras, the equipment. Oh my God! Because we showed the back scene, the scissor reel, everything. They were just blown away. They're like, why isn't this on TV? I said, I don't know, man. They just don't want us on TV again, I guess.
Well, I got friends at Netflix, man. I got to tell you, and we should sit down. And I got friends in very high levels at Netflix, so we should sit down and talk about that, because I see everyone else taking advantage and pushing out. Not I don't want to say taking advantage, but leveraging and taking it to the next level. That yes. I would definitely open up my contacts and let's see how we can really just share to the world our culture, man. I love it, man. So
no, they definitely, and like I said,
we're gonna do it. We're gonna do it, man. We're gonna do it.
Bringing everybody together. I mean, that'd be, when the producer was asking me, how do you want it put together? I said, look, man, I'm gonna tell you a little story about my life. When I was a kid, I lived in El Paso, Texas for 4 years. One of my best friends was German. He was a white guy. His name was Michael Brodigan. He was, we were friends. We're like, it's like we're inseparable, man. We did all kinds of stuff. And then we had two other friends, man. They were black guys, Carrie and Corey, two twins. Then we had this one guy that was half black, half white. Then we had all the rest of us were all Mexicans, right? But we didn't look at each other like that.
No,
we never looked at each other like that, because we grew up in one neighborhood. Our neighborhood was tight. We were all tight with each other. We would fight against other neighborhoods. Oh, such and such is coming from over there. Oh shit! But we never not once called each other black or hey, you're white. But when I got back to California, I see the segregation was just it was crazy. Yeah. I try to talk to like these stoners that rocker dude. Hey man, what's up? Oh, hey, and then walk away from him. Like I would trip out. I'm like, wait a minute. Where I was from, we all got together, we hung out, but they were basically pushing me aside, going, hey, you belong over there. You don't belong on this side. And that's how I looked at it. So when the producer asked me, hey, man, how do you want to do this? I said, I want to do it as diverse as I can.
Yeah.
I don't want to have no separation, man, because lowriding, that's what it is. Lowriding has brought the world together, just like hip hop has brought the world together. There is some people out there that, oh, these are vulture culture. They're trying to, steal our culture, but it's not. It's they're enjoying it. They're being part of it. There's some people that look at us down, which is, it's cool. It's their choice. They're losing out. They're losing out on life, because the day they got to meet the maker, man, you're gonna be like, man, you know what? I should have been nice to these guys. Man, you know what? These guys are real. They got a good heart,
Yeah.
and it's where you brought up. That's why I wanted to show to take off, man, because I wanted to mix it. I wanted to mix it so bad. It's just, I want to get a Japanese guy up in there, man. A Chinese
Yes.
guy,
Yes.
get all these guys, and we all share one passion, and it's the culture of cars,
Yes.
the machine that takes us from A to B, and the art that we put into these cars to make them ours.
Absolutely.
And it goes with everybody. That's why when we do our events, I welcome everybody. Our trophies are from Euros to sports, Eurosports to European cars to lowriders to trucks. Man, I think a guy even brought diesels, 18-wheelers,
All decked out. Yeah, man. You got
All
to.
decked out.
It's at the end of the day, a vehicle, whatever type. I mean, to the point where you got bicycles now. I mean, bikes, lowrider bikes. I mean, they're just sick. I mean, it's all encompassing, man. And that's the beautiful part. I think that moving forward, as again the world reopens up, and this is a big opportunity for you, Gilbert, and your publication and your movement, because not everybody survived this 12, 13 months of 14 months of being shut down. I mean, the strong survive, and this is the opportunity that you get to come out swinging hard. And again, with relationships, with associations, everything. Again, I don't believe that today was a coincidence. I believe that today was meant to be. And again, I thank John for having the vision and for believing in me as well, and saying, hey, man, I love what you're doing. You're positive and all that stuff. And really what I want to do is just continue to make an impact and share stories like this with the world, because we're both entrepreneurs. We're both business people. People that are watching either are business owners or want to be, or are in a current situation where they're going through the peaks and valleys of the business, and they listen and catch something that we say, and it helps them to get to the next level. And that's really what has inspired me to continue this movement, because again, the enjoyments that I get is getting the emails, getting the text messages, getting the thousands of people that are like, keep going. We love it. And you just got to be patient, man. And we got to just continue to keep going on the grind. All of this footage that I have, I mean, I have over 60 shows now that I've produced. Everyone gets better. Every time I start in the beginning, I get the butterflies, because you don't know how it goes. It's live. I mean, we're live right now. I mean, I've had moments where the computer just shuts down on me, and I got superstar celebrity on here, and I'm like, fuck, really? Today it went down, huh?
That's right. No, that's good, man. Hey, and you're doing a good job. I know.
Thank you.
John talked highly of you.
Thank you.
So John's like, yeah, you got to jump in there, man. You got to talk about Cinco de Mayo, man. And it's a culture thing. It's a lifestyle. It's not, people live out there. People take it, and that's another thing. It's true, man. It is a lifestyle, man. I've lived it for so many years, and there's people out there that jump in and jump out, and it's like school. It's like summer school. You miss one day of summer school, it's like missing a week. So you leave the lowriding culture for a year, you miss so much that has gone down. It's unbelievable. And that's what happened to me a couple years ago. I lost my father in 2016, and I took care of him in 2015 for a whole year. I was going back and forth to Rosarito. My dad was living in Rosarito at the time. And so I was going out there to take care of him, come back for a week, pay the bills, go back. And so I felt so unattached. I kind of like unattached myself from the whole scene, believing that hopefully the guys that were part of the crew would carry on and come back to see that they were taking advantage of the whole situation and talking negative about me and trying to cause trouble in my home, and then stole some stuff from us. I mean, I don't want to even say names because they're not even speaking about, but
Yeah.
they know who they are, and it's kind of messed up because karma's a bitch.
Oh
Karma's a
yeah.
bitch, and
Yeah.
comes back and bites you 10 times, man. And but
Woo.
thank God, I was able to do my thing, and like they say, uh, bad things might leave right now, and good things are gonna come, and it might not come soon, but I mean, you just got to keep pushing. Got to keep
That's right.
pushing.
Amen to that, man. Let's talk about community, man, because we didn't really touch it. What's your how do you make an impact in the community aside from producing shows and a place where people can enjoy? Is there any organizations that you're involved in? Any type of movement that you support? You mentioned Cesar Chavez earlier. I had the honor to sit on the board on the Chavez Family Vision board for 2 years and got to help them, and that was an amazing experience. What are some of the things that you're involved in community?
Well, I mean, I haven't been involved. My home community, no. Yeah, well, the community in my house.
Yeah.
That's enough. But no, I haven't really been involved in a lot. I mean, I support a lot of it, like
Right.
the kid, no kids in cages. You know, when they do the cruises for the farmeros and take things over there to them, I try
Okay.
I promote it
Yeah.
as much as I can on my social media. I haven't really taken participation because I'm so busy. I'm just
Yeah.
so busy. But anytime someone reaches out, I try to definitely reach out for them.
Yeah.
But they gotta like really hit me, man, and tell me, hey, we're gonna do this, and I'm down for it. I'm down for
Yeah.
whatever. I
They,
mean,
they gotta show you heart. I mean, I'm one of those as well. I don't. I'm one of those that believes that don't come to me with just a handout. Come to
right,
me with an idea, strategy, a what how are we going to make a big impact? Because I don't want to say it's easy to just write a check and donate.
right.
It's really you want to be connected to what it is, and again, it's an interesting world right now. It's going to be interesting to see how we come
Well,
out of this, and what the ripple effects are going to have in our community as well.
right. Well, I mean, one thing we did was the library. In the
Hmm.
library, we did when they were building the Martin Luther King right here in downtown San Jose. They wanted to do an actual lowrider floor for lowriders,
I
right?
remember that. Yes, you're
This was
okay. All right.
years ago,
Yes.
and there was like this big old controversy about us because they looked at
Yes.
our book and they're like, "Oh, wait a minute, they're going to represent us, this magazine with all these naked girls," and I'm like, "Why are you guys looking at the magazine like that? We're trying to talk. We're talking about lowriders. We're not talking about the publication. The publication is entertainment.
Right.
We're talking about some serious stuff here. We're talking about putting history into a library that has history of lowriding here in San Jose. San Jose, Sonny once said, "This is the capital of lowriding.
Yes.
This is the capital," and still, I think it is the capital of lowriding. And I don't say by
Hey, say that to somebody in LA, bro.
oh no, hey, no, but
Okay.
you gotta listen to me what I just said.
Yeah. No, I got you. I got you.
This is the capital of lowriding. LA is the mecca of lowriding.
Woo!
Okay, so you can't compete. You can't compete. So LA is the mecca of lowriding.
Okay.
Why I'm saying is the capital because we've organized a lot of organizations here,
All right.
from Lowrider Magazine
I
to
love it.
Streetlow Magazine,
Yes.
and to a lot of photographers and writers that have left the Bay Area to go write for publications in Los Angeles.
There you go.
So we have been. It's like LA should be the capital of California in that case, but it's Sacramento.
Right.
Sacramento, but you have to
Right.
understand you have to have a place where there's peace in order to restore any type of disaster going on in any area. You can't be in LA and think LA and think everything around the world or around California is going to be like LA.
Right.
I think Sacramento is just it's a very wholesome place where
Yeah.
I think they can think about what's going on in LA, what's going on in San Francisco, and make decisions
Wow.
where it ain't gonna cause drama.
Right.
So
Great analogy too, by the way. I never thought of it that way. That's I learned something new tonight, man. No, I love it.
but that's the way I look at it. So when
Yeah.
Sonny told me that, Sonny was like, "Oh man, I called it the capital because we organized events here. We were the first organizers. We were the first communicators. We were the first. So we called it the capital of lowriding."
Wow.
He goes, we didn't take that from LA. LA's the Mecca. It's the Mecca because you have New Mexico too. They call it the capital of lowriding, but that's New Mexico. That's their capital. So every city, state has their own capital of lowriding. You know, you ask a person, hey, where did lowriding start? They sit there and like, in my town. And nobody can tell you where it really started. LA, no. In Ventura, no. In Oxnard, no. Santa Barbara, oh no. In Los Angeles, no. It started in San Francisco, no. Sacramento. To me, I think lowriding starting wherever you saw it first. Wow. In your mind, because in reality, there isn't really an actual spot where it started, but we can go back to what documented the first lowrider on TV, which is, you know, Chico and the Man, where the first magazine came out. I mean, that's how we keep a hold of history.
Yeah.
And I mean, right now it's like, where was the first lowrider ever put together? Who was the first one to put hydraulics in their cars? I mean, there is certain places that they have pictures, and I have an actual picture that was given to me from a friend of mine, and it's in Pacoima. It says Pacoima.
Yeah.
Pacoima. Yeah. It's a 1950 coupe. I have a 1950 coupe. So he gave me these pictures that they said it was some of his uncles back in the day. This is 1956, because in the back they used to stamp the date. It was June of 1956. It's a 1950 coupe laid out on the ground with leg pipes on it, louvers on the front and in the back. And I'm thinking to myself, wow, this is crazy. I've never seen any other pictures like this. Yeah. This is 1956. This is a proven picture of a lowrider in Pacoima. And it's in a street where it's all dirt. It's all dirt. And I'm thinking to myself, wow, this is cool. And I can put those pictures and one day maybe publish something with those pictures in it and say, you know, this is where I first seen it. As far as how old it is. If now other people got older pictures, yeah, man, share them. You know, that's why we have the internet now. We have all this, share all these pictures, you know, share these stories, you know, because there's a lot of stories, but there's some stories that just need to be told more than I think others. Like Sonny Madrid's story needs to be told for sure. Yeah. I think he inspired a world of lowriding, man, and created a new style that just not a new style, but created a style of publication that brought all these different styles together. Yeah. Like
I definitely think that we're gonna move forward on some of these ideas that you have, and we're gonna take away the hoarding from you, because you're hoarding a lot of great stuff, bro. So you can't be hoarding this anymore, bro. You're telling everyone else to share. You better start sharing too, man.
Well, no, I want to, man. I just need the right people I want to do it with, man. Like I said, you know, I get a lot of people going, yeah, we're gonna do it, and a lot of people want to take advantage of what I got, and I want to share. But I want to share, you know, like it's I'm down to bring out. I mean, I got some footage that's insane, man. I got some insane footage, but there's other people that got other footages that's even crazier than mine, man.
There's a group I just interviewed 2 weeks ago. I had the CEO of Bumpbox, Rob Owens, man, amazing human being. He's got a great story behind him, and he's doing a lot of. He's becoming more of the executive producer, and he's got some great partnerships, and they're going to be doing some documentaries. Like one was, when he was alive, DMX, and God rest his soul. Right. But they're doing one on Biggie. They have so much footage, but it's the mindset. It's where I'm trying to get to, is the thought process, and this might be something that we do a connection just to because he's a big car lover too, but it's in the music space. But the business side and the mindset, and I think that's what we really need to do, is just create bandwidth for ourselves. You say, you know, time is what sometimes we lack of, but if we create good partnerships, associations, and we surround ourselves with authentic people, because Gilbert, that's got to be key, man. You got to like who you do business with. You got to be able to feel that trust, and we're humans, and we have instincts. And we can know who comes with some good vibes, or who comes with that bullshit that just wants to take advantage, or, you know, not be sincere about what their intentions are. And again, I don't believe in coincidence, man. I think that tonight was meant to be, and you know, again, thanks to John and all the others that supported Ruben Guerrero for being like, yo, man, that's the way he talks highly about you and the movements he does. He does these cruises down in Gilroy. I'm like, he's like, bro, you got to come down on my cruise, and I'm like, fuck, I did that when I was a kid. I mean, I was cruising Whittier Boulevard, and I'm just like, I guess it would be a good experience to go back and just to experience kind of some go down some memory lane, man, and really listen. Last week I had Melo Manase on my show, and Melo Manase shared a lot. He's working on a documentary too to talk about the Latino cultures in hip hop. He was pegged as the godfather of Latino hip hop because he was one of the first ones that came out with the Spanglish. Hit top Billboard top charts with his music and what he did. So again, there's so much that we can do and bring together now that we're at this point in our lives, man. We gotta capitalize off of the rich culture that we brought to California, man, and everyone's in their lane. It just seems like it'd be a great project.
It is a trick because I've had Melo Mayonnaise. I had him in Costa Mesa. I had him in San Francisco, and it'd be cool. I mean, these guys need movies about what their lives were and how they really became. And I'm gonna tell you, it's like the Midnighters. I had one of the Jimmy that actually owns the Midnighters, and I had talked to him about his stories of what he was and what they did, and he's in the 70s, man, and he goes, Gilbert, what's crazy, you got the Beatles, all these guys, they got money, they got insurance. He goes, we're fighting to have insurance. We don't have any of this light. We don't have nothing. And I was like, man, you guys need a movie. That's what you guys need. You guys need the show to inspire other Latinos and musicians too, because it will always inspire other people. It doesn't have to be, but it has to be somebody that looks like us, just to help push it over. And he had some great stories, man. Great stories. And I have a friend that's a good writer. His name is Philip Victor. He's out of Los Angeles. This guy's a writer. He has a writing award for best. I mean, dude's dope. He's dope as hell. He wrote for me before back in the days. He's created a couple of comic books with the Jaguar, the whole, he's very Chicano oriented. And the guy's a badass writer. So I told him about Sonny Madrid, and he put a short story together for me, like within seconds. He goes, I could see it now. I could see the movie. It starts in the 70s, the long hair, the feathered hair, the bell bottoms, and I said, I go, wow, it's crazy, man. I go, he didn't know who Sonny was.
Yeah.
That's what's crazy, Yeah. And he had to go in and kind of search it up a little bit, read about him real quick, and came out with a little short story. He's like, man, this would take off. Yeah. This would take off because it would inspire new lowriders to come in. It would inspire entrepreneurs to want to create a magazine, maybe, or be that next level of lowriding media,
I say this and I throw this out to the universe. I'm a co-founder of a media company called Latin Live, and our goal is to become one of the Silicon Valley unicorns, in the billionaires kind of side, and really, and the reason for that, when we say billionaires, is because we can use that money to turn around to enrich our culture as well. Put it out there. Aside from that, though, is that there's so much content out there. Like, for example, the book, my book, Smoke and Mirrors. My book is set up for a movie. It's written like a movie. Chapter 1 really sets the tone for the rest of the book. So there's a lot of the entertainment crosses over with the lowrider culture, and I think that there's a lot of we're gonna put something together, man. I'm not. It's on. Let's just get through this pandemic and let's get the show started again, and I think that 2022 is going to be an amazing year, and I think that, like I shared with you earlier, it's about planning now for 2022 to really kick it off and shift it into gear. And I think that Streetlow Magazine and Streetlow, your shows, you have the opportunity to dominate to a different level, because you've dominated your space, but now the opportunity is there for you to really dominate and say, what's up now? Like this
Yeah.
is what we got.
Right,
You know?
right. No, definitely, and I
Yeah.
couldn't do it without all these cars, man. I mean,
Yeah.
all these riders, man. The people that believe in us, the people that show us a lot of love, and even the haters, man. I love you guys too, because
I
you guys,
love them. Hey,
believe it or not, they're the ones that
hey.
we you push me to go to that next level because
Yeah.
I need to prove myself,
Yeah.
and sometimes I mean I'm not there to prove to any of the haters, but to prove to myself that I could get to that point.
That's right.
And but they are big supporters. But believe it or not,
Yeah.
they're the ones that are promoting me. I don't go to his show. What show? Like they didn't even know. But thank you for letting them know about my show.
Hey, I always tell people, I said I need new haters because my old ones have become fans.
Right, that's right. And it's a trick because I've gone through it so many times where
Oh,
people just talk all this mess, but then they're there. They're there at the
yeah,
show. Hey, how you doing? I'm like, okay.
yeah.
I see you.
I see you.
I hear you and I see you, but it's okay. You guys want to, and
Oh,
it's better just be part of it, man. Just
yeah,
let's all be part of it, man. You guys got ideas. You guys need help. I'm there to help out too, man. I mean, it's not just me. You
yeah,
know, if you got anybody has ideas, like, I was talking to Ruben about him having a spot out there in is it Morgan Hill, right?
yeah.
There's a spot
Gilroy. Yeah,
I'm down. Let's do
yeah,
something, man. Let's make something happen. Where right now, I got my own shows. I mean, I have my own events, and I do my own thing. If I go out and help out, so that's kind of like how I help out the community.
there
I
you
can
go.
help you by going out there and bringing out something for the community.
Yeah,
We could charge or not charge, or you could whatever needs to get paid. If something needs to get paid, I mean, definitely, that's when we ask for the rest of the community to, that's where the registration comes in, where a little bit of bucks come in to help pay for staging and all that stuff. But we're definitely going to give you a good show. We can't, I can't sit there and give you something that's not. I ain't gonna call my event something that's not.
ooh, powerful, man.
That's
Powerful,
when
man.
I don't use Super Show in any of my events.
Yeah,
I never will use it because I think we're all super. You know,
yeah,
uh, I rather have it's a gathering, a festival, a festivity of life of us rolling together and coming in together. But to call a car show or some kind of event a super show,
woo.
have nothing super about it. Oh my god! Stop.
Uh,
You got to have something super, man, to call it a super show.
hey,
And
we're not talking shit right now. It's all good.
no, we're not talking shit. We're just letting people know. We're not saying no names. Just letting you know.
We're
We're
just
not.
saying. We're
I'll
just
just say we're not complaining. We're just explaining, right?
Ah, there you
That's
go.
what's up.
I
So,
love it, my brother.
yeah,
Well,
yeah,
I want to be mindful of your time, man. I want to say I appreciate you for being on the show tonight, and we're not wrapping it up yet, but I just want you to know I'm doing a time check for you. Couple of things. Two things I want to know. What's the average cost you think in fixing up one of these lowriders, man? I mean, I've seen some serious work to some of these suckers, and I've heard some of the prices, and I'm like, what the what? I mean, I got one. I was with one of my boys. I mentioned it to you earlier. Carlos up in Hayward. He's part of the Padrinos and car club, and I mean that. I'm not even bragging, man. There's north of $3 million worth of cars parked in the garage. And it's bananas. I mean, you talk about some. I mean, he's like, yeah, this one's worth 200,000. This one's worth 150,000. This one's worth. I've got.
The 59 are they 59 convertibles?
No, he's got some convertibles in there. He's got this one is a limousine. It's like a 19 like a 30. I mean, just crazy bombs. Yeah, I mean, just like bananas. So I told him, I said, hey, if I want to go cruising, can I take one of your cars? He's like, yeah, that's cute.
Right.
I don't even think they drive them. They're like trailered in. But what's the average cost that people put into these cars, man?
I mean, shoot. I mean, I got my first car for $1,000, and I still have it, right? But I'm gonna tell you, but the average cost for us was like getting a can of spray can primering that goddamn thing because they're expensive, right? I mean, that's how we made them look good with a couple of dollars and a couple of.
That was the version of a matte finish.
That was the original matte finish. That's right. But we can't keep nothing for ourselves, right? They keep taking it, and then the can was only like. Maybe like $2. Now they got to sell it for $150, right? Why? No, but no. On average cost, I mean, you know, if you don't have an actual car, I mean, if you've never actually owned one, it's expensive, man, because you have to almost be mechanically inclined, man. You got to know the car in order, you know, and that's what makes these lowrider cars and lowrider people or gente connect, because you connect to your car. That's your car. That's, you know, you can get mad at your wife, mad at your friend, but and your car can break down, but you fix it and it goes again, and it will always take you from A to B. You'll always have that pleasure. You can listen to oldies with it. It won't get mad at you.
You don't mind when she treats you bad, you know. You're like, it's okay, baby, it's okay.
That's right. It doesn't matter. But
you're not gonna kick that car.
No, it's like they say, you always gotta have a partner that makes you better, right? The car makes you better. That's your partner. It makes you better. But no, it's you're looking about a paint job nowadays anywhere from 10. You know, they start at 5.
Right.
So you go up to 25,000. Interior, they start from 2,500. It could work up to 15,000. Chrome, you know, you're looking at, these guys want to chrome everything underneath. They want to chrome everything. So you're looking at maybe 10, almost 20, $30,000 in chrome. So back then, you would dump all this money into this car, you would never get it back.
No.
You dump, let's say, 20 grand into a 64 Impala that you paid 2,500 for. You're lucky if you sold the car for 10 grand.
Yeah.
Now, you don't even have to dump. Now it's like the tables have turned. Now you can buy a car for 12 grand, dump 1,000 into it, and sell it for 30,000. It's insane. These cars have became, I don't know. This happened within 2 years, a year or 2 years. Every car just went up. Everything went up. Everything went up. That's why I had to jump myself on some old school. Just recently, I bought 4 cars. From July to now, and I called it quit. That's it. I'm just buying 4 more, and that's it. And they're the ones before they get any more expensive, which was I bought another 62 hardtop, a 64 hardtop, because I had 3 of them I had sold, and then I picked up the 262 wagons. The wagons is for myself.
Yeah, the wagons are sick, man. They're sick.
So I got the 64 hardtop and the 62 hardtop. I want to build one of those 2 for one of my other kids, because I got 2 boys and a girl. I know my daughter wants my Suburban, 1940 Suburban. She loves that Suburban. Matter of fact, she wanted us to go cruising today, but I'm like, I gotta leave early in the morning to LA, man. I got things to do. So, you know, who knows? I might go right now, shut it up. You'll see me on the boulevard.
Let me know, man. I'm in San Jose. So right. I'll jump in the back. We'll go for a little Cinco de Mayo cruise, bro. We were just talking about that today. I mean, Cinco de Mayo was the biggest day for all of us. I mean, we go. I mean, for me, it was
downtown. Remember the festival downtown?
Oh yeah.
Oh my God, it was. And that's when we first started publishing.
30,000 people, bro, downtown. And the streets would just get bananas, and the city would just go crazy, because they would lose their mind, wondering what are we doing with all these Latinos here? Like, this shit's about to go down, and really nothing went down. It was just that was the perception. You know,
well, you know what it was. What went down was you know, and you know, I love you guys too, man. The gangbangers, bro. I love you guys. Don't get me wrong. You know. You guys want to do your thing. That's your thing. That's your style. But there's a place for that, and it shouldn't be in a festival full of raza. It shouldn't be. The most respect should be there. Guys look at each other trying to dog each other. You shouldn't do that. Right. You shouldn't be looking at each other. You should be looking at girls, man. I mean, what's kind of like I say to myself, you know, you go in there and like, hey, man, he's looking at me. Well, maybe he likes you, you know. Right, and then the other guy, I mean, you know, just smile at him, say, "Hey, what's up?" You know,
what's up, eh?
That's it, man. And start it off like that, and believe me, they'll look at you different, you know, and the heat will go down, you know. Yeah. But I think a lot of that happened back in the day. It was just the whole people were from different cities, and that was another thing too. It's just, you know, San Jose was the spot, and people from everywhere were coming here, doing their dirt, and then taking off back home. And hey, man, I live in East Palo Alto or Redwood City. I clean my hands. I did my dirt. I get to go home to my city and chill. Yeah. Where San Jose now is chaotic because there's broken windows, cars flipped around, people got stabbed, and you know, that's something that I think I think it's changing. You know,
Oh, it is. It's changed. It's definitely changed. I mean, it's
the people don't like that. People don't want that. I think the only reason stuff like that still happens because they could be drunk or their minds are not all there.
yeah.
But I mean, hopefully one day we could bring it back. I think that would be dope.
2022, baby. 2022. We're doing it.
A couple stages downtown.
Yeah.
You know, some Santana type style Chicano music on one stage, some oldies another one. You want to bring some Tejano music, some banda, some. I mean, if you want country shit, we'll put country in there too. I don't care. You know, some hip hop, little mixture of everybody there.
Absolutely.
You know, San Francisco does it.
It just has to be. Again, it has to go. It goes back down to organization. It has to be bandwidth, and it has to be who are the players in it. You know, and the players from back then are different than the players now. And this is when we all gather and come together and we put something together, man. And I think again, 2022 is going to be an amazing year, and there's going to be a lot of opportunity. And I'm looking forward to working with you, man, and helping promote whatever endeavors you have coming in the future.
No, definitely.
Count me in. Last thing, I you know, and we'll wrap it up here. It's words of wisdom, man. I mean, obviously, you've had a lot of experience in life. You've been involved in a culture that has been. We've dealt with a lot of discrimination and a lot of just craziness. What would be some of your words of wisdom to the young people that are out there up and coming, and to the people, you know, that are now, you know, that have matured and, you know, that are probably around our same age group?
Well, to our age group is encourage young people not to do wrong, not to, you know, to follow their dreams, but to travel, man. Go around, see the world. You know, don't stay in the same neighborhood and be scared and have to run with a certain style of lifestyle. You know, there's a lot more to see out there. A lot more. You know, and Southern and Northern California, they're beautiful places to be, man. But there's other parts of the world too. You need to go out. You know, for the young generation, man. I mean, travel, follow your dreams. You know, don't give up. That's the number one thing. Do not give up. If you fall, get right back up, dust yourself, keep going, man. You know, there's so much to see in this world that if you stop here and stop now, you're going to be in this little circle over and over. And don't take, how can I say, don't take hand-me-downs from the government.
Oof.
You know, they want you. You know,
that's right.
And once you do the hand-me-downs, you get used to it. You stay there. That's it. You're not going to grow. You become a sheep. So. Go out there and be the wolf and grab what you need to get. Go out,
right.
You know, and just do it, man. You have to, because
there you go.
You know, man. I mean, you're never gonna. Don't be scared. That's number one thing too. Do not. If you're scared of doing something, do it, because that's what's going on. I mean, if it doesn't feel right, or in a bad way, then don't. But if it feels scary, do it, because that's the only way you're gonna learn and from a mistake to create and build and just create, because that's what we need to do, is create, make life easier. If you guys can create stuff to make life easier, that's what makes it. That's what makes you. You know, that's what computers have done, made everybody's life easy. That's why computers, software companies are so rich. You know, and we could be there. We live in the Silicon Valley, man. This is the heart of it, man. We live in California, not only in Silicon Valley, all California. We live in a great, rich state that nothing is impossible. Nothing.
That's right. Amen to that, man. Good.
You go to another state and do it, and there's other places that do it in other states, but you can't do it like California, man. I'll tell you one thing.
I always tell people there's only one California, there's only one Silicon Valley, and I don't care what they label other places. There's only one Silicon Valley, man, and there's only one California, and that's why that's just why we're here, man. We love it. There's so much culture and richness here, man. So well, good, man. Gilbert, thank you so much for taking time out of your busy schedule. Happy Cinco de Mayo, my brother. And listen, continue to enjoy great life, our great culture. Let's go out there with a positive. Let's you know, I might just go for a cruise. I'm almost certain that downtown right now is bananas. I'm only a few blocks away. I can already imagine just the banana-ness that's happening right now. But it's with all good spirits, man. So Thank you again for being here. I look forward to continuing this relation and doing some business in the near future. And you can count on myself and my team and all those behind me to support your cause and your movement. And as we roll out into 2022, man, count me in. I'd love to be a part of your team. You know, however I could fit in, I would just love to be a part of it to as we move forward in life, man.
Definitely, man. No, everything. And like I said, I mean, you know, thank you for having me on, man. And you know, you know, I want to thank everybody out there that has
please
Streetlow Magazine since day one. Thanks, Johnny, for hooking us up. Guru the Ghost, man, same. You know, it was cool talking to you and kind of like getting some things out of our minds. I guess, you know, if we wouldn't have seen each other today, I think we wouldn't have known what was going on behind the scene, right? Yeah. Sometimes we, like you said, there's smoke and mirrors, and people sometimes, you know, blow that mist on it, and you know, covers your brain with other things. But
that's right.
Unless we meet and really talk to each other and know each other, it's hard. It's hard to judge somebody by someone else's action. That's another thing before we can get off.
Yeah.
I know throughout the years I've had so many representatives for Streetlow Magazine that a lot of people looked at us different because there were some of us that never had this type of power. And I mean by power, I mean by a publication of being able to speak and to be part of something that's so big.
A platform.
Platform. They would jump in and right away, be a judgmental toward other people, not understanding that, you know, you got to give people the benefit of the doubt and be kind to them, you know, because a lot of people aren't kind. And so a lot of people mistake these reps for Streetlow and, Streetlow this, Streetlow's bad. Streetlow, they talk shit about us. They don't like us. Nah, man, that's a lot of bull. People that know me, people that do know me, they know who I really am. And there's a few people I could call friends, man, and a lot that just, you know, they think they know me, but they don't. They know a little bit, but they really don't know me, man.
That's right. That's right. Man, we run parallels, my brother. We run parallels, and it seems to be that's part of human nature. But there's just we have the kindness switch on, and I think that's what gives us that ability to navigate away from that fog or that cloud, you know, where we don't allow it to get into our minds, and we continue to be persistent and move forward, man, because that's what it's about. Continuing to move forward, having that human kindness in us, and giving back to our community, man. And again, we just got to keep going forward, man.
Right on.
All right. Well, thank you so much again. Enjoy the cruise. If you go fired up, I think your daughter. You should take out your daughter, because those are magic moments, man. Enjoy it, and again, thank you, and we'll follow up. Right. And please continue to bring your magazine. I love it. We have them here now in the office. I'm going to definitely be sharing them with. I'd love to, if there's a subscription, we'd love to be a part of the subscription. Right. So please count us in, man.
Yeah. No, when you get that gym going, let me know too. I want to check that.
Gym, absolutely, bro. Absolutely.
How to kind of like, you know, maneuver myself, man. So just in case I gotta shake some of them haters. I'm just not I'm just not a fighter, man. You know, I just, you know, but yeah, no, definitely, man. You got a lot of good things going there, man. That place is dope. It's dope.
Yeah.
Like I said, perfect for quinceañeras, weddings, guys. If you guys want to hook up with Mauricio, he got you guys, man. I mean, he's gonna have it. It's gonna be decked out, man. That place is gonna be, you know, but you better act right. You gotta.
That's right.
You gotta have to act right to be part of it, man.
There you go. There you go, man. Well, thank you again. Have a wonderful evening, my friend. And we'll stay in touch.
Right. Hell yeah. Sure. All right, brother.
Thank you. All right. Wow, what an amazing interview tonight. I want to thank Gilbert Chavez, founder and CEO of Streetlow Magazine. I want to thank John Velasquez for making it happen, my brother. Thank you so much. Your vision, obviously, it's here. We made it happen. And happy Cinco de Mayo to everyone. I want to give a shout out to, we got a couple people that are here in the chat room. Pauline Garcia, how are you? Thank you so much for your support. Jose Ramos, thank you so much, man, for the support as well. Yeah, it was a great show, man. It's a great show when you have great people that share great stories and that are not holding back. Shout out to little Jesse James Guerrero here. Don't forget, man, you better be training hard. We're putting our money and our efforts behind you, man. You better kick some ass. 17-year-old, already a pro. Can't wait till you turn 18 so we can get you in some big fights in Vegas, my brother. So again, thank you so much. James Moore, thank you, man. Thank you for the compliment. It was great, and I'm glad that you can share that I made an impact in your life, man. That's good. Congratulations on your very successful business, and continue to push forward, man. Henry Chu, what's up, my brother? It was great seeing you today here. Can't wait till we launch Punch King Fitness. It's going to be a worldwide global company, and it started here in Silicon Valley, and glad to be a part of the team. Alex Mejia, my producer, my friend, family, thank you so much, man. Thank you for believing in me as well, and making the show what it is. I appreciate it. We had a Gary in here. My mom was in here as well. She says that she used to go cruising with my dad and kick it with the Santana band down on the Mission. That's right. Man, crazy times. There's definitely a lot of history here that was here tonight with us. Ralph, what's up, my brother? Thank you for the support, and thank you again to everyone that watched us tonight from all around the world. We've had people that are checking in from Mexico, East Coast, from I put a post today, and it was just crazy. The post went viral, and I got a lot of people from the East Coast that just started, like, really made sense with what was being said. Anyway, man, it's just a lot of things going down. Just want to say thank you again, and I look forward to having everyone back next week. Next week, I have the honor of bringing a good friend of mine from back in the day, very successful events producer. Lorianne Cerna is going to be CEO and founder of Wife of the Party. You want to talk about some badass parties with some top celebrities like Drake? My girl's going to talk to us next week about what it takes to do some of the hottest parties in Hollywood. So again, thank you everyone for joining us every Wednesday. Mauricio Mejia Live episode. Actually, we're on season number 2, episode 14 today. Happy Cinco de Mayo to everyone. Please be safe out there.